Is your kids getting your accent, or are they getting your husband's accent?
Well, Hazel had my accent for a really long time and would say things like water, which I was really proud of. And then the other day she goes, "Can I have some water?" And I went, "It's water." And she was like, "No, it's water." I was like, "No."
What does MLB stand for?
Oh, God. I thought you said MIB, and I was going to say Men in Black.
No.
So embarrassing.
No.
I don't know.
MLB, Major League Baseball.
Oh, for
our
God's
national
sake.
pastime.
For cardio's sake, what do you do for cardio? No cardio.
No, I run. That's a savory answer.
Yeah. So what is the real answer?
I think they get it.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Stop thinking, worrying, looking over your shoulder, wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting, hoping for some easy way out, struggling, grasping, confusing, itching, scratching, mumbling, bumbling, grumbling, humbling, stumbling, numbling, rambling, gambling, tumbling, scumbling, scrambling, hitching, hatching, bitching, moaning, groaning, honing, boning, horse shitting, hair splitting, nitpicking, piss trickling, nose sticking, ass gouging, eyeball poking, finger pointing, alleyway sneaking, long waiting, small stepping, evil eyeing, back scratching, searching, perching, besmirching, grinding away at yourself. Stop it and just do.
What does DQ stand for?
Someone's motioning something sexual to me over there. He was like this. What is it? I don't know.
It's Dairy Queen. It's ice cream.
And he'd always promised me, and I'd always said to him, "Your first tattoo, I want to be there, just to experience it as a dad." That was the deal. And then when my friend called me and said, "Brooklyn's in the tattoo shop, you should probably call him." So I called him, I FaceTimed him, and I said, "What you doing, mate?" And he said, "I'm just going for dinner." And I was like, "Are you sure you're going for dinner?" "Actually, Dad, I'm in a tattoo place." And I was like, "Okay, you're more than welcome to have it, but you remember you promised me, and I'm your dad, and I would feel really upset if you actually went through it." So he didn't. So thankfully, he waited.
What was your nickname at school?
My nickname in school was Fat Cavill.
Which was a very apt nickname.
Considering my name was indeed Cavill, and I was indeed fat.
How lardy were you?
I mean, my dad always said from the age of about 13, I stayed the same weight until I was 25. I just got taller.
Okay, so you were enormously fat at 13.
I don't know about enormously fat.
You were
but
morbidly
definitely-
obese. You could have died.
Right.
Have you ever been to Germany?
I'm buying this the car off a German person.
That doesn't qualify you as having visited the country. You met a German person.
I met a German. I feel like I've been to Germany.
He must be very German if he...
Two German people.
Two Germans?
In Ontario.
Really? That's how it starts?
How did they get to Ontario?
Oh, you don't want to know. They march.
I don't Twitter.
No, you don't, do you? You're very English in that regard. Although English people Twitter.
They do.
Yeah. And they also enjoy eating strange food.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you know, meat pies with jelly deals in them and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you eat jelly deals?
I can't.
Oh, really? Are you allergic to eels?
No, that's disgusting.
You had an extraordinary disagreement with your wife about yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
One night, as you do, we were talking about stuff. I just happened to mention, and of course, being circumcised, I said. She said, "You're not circumcised." I said, "What do you mean?" "I should know if I'm circumcised." Of course I am. But the next day, I happened to be seeing my doctor. Are you okay? while he was down there, I said,
Excuse me,
oh, by the way, Irv, my wife and I had a little disagreement. I am circumcised, aren't I? Because she says I'm not. And he goes, not.
Something odd happened to me. It's not very funny, but odd happened to me last week. Last week, I was waiting for the Docklands Light Railway to take me back from the West End to home, and a voice behind me said, excuse me. I turned around. There were two young women in their 20s, and one of them said, are you Michael Gambon? And I said, Michael Gambon is dead. And she said, yes, I know, but are you Michael? I said, Michael Gambon is dead. And with that as an exit line, I swanned onto the DLR. But she followed. And she was laughing and giggling with her pals. And I think what she was doing was she was texting her friend saying, I've just seen a ghost.
This is really going to open you up to the world. Are you prepared to be known by the world after you answer?
No, but let's do it.
What's one thing that you own that you should really throw out?
Ripped boxer shorts.
And why do you still have them?
Because I don't want to let them go.
Window or aisle?
Cockpit.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs, obviously.
Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Freedom, happiness, clarity, space, love.
Congratulations, you are known.
In your 79 plus years on this planet, is there a bit of wisdom that you can share with us that maybe something we wouldn't know because we've overlooked it, or that you can share with us?
Let's keep going.
Keep going.
Never give up. The thing is, we get questions in our head and little voices that put us down when we were kids and all that. So I get over that. That's what I've had to do, is get over the, whatever troubles. And I carry a photograph of myself in my phone when I was a little boy. And I look at him and I said, we did okay, kid. We did okay.
That's a very high-tech way of talking to yourself. I like that.
Because life is tough, but you just got to get out of bed, get on and do it.
The thing about Americans that I've thought about the language is that they say they speak English, but they've had to change it to make them understand it more. Go with me on this, because I've thought it through. They've changed some of the words. So they've taken the English language, but they've looked at some of it and they thought, no, I think we need a little bit more explanation here. So things like pavement. So they can't work with pavement, so they've changed it to sidewalk. Yeah. They needed more information. They needed to know where they were going to be walking so that they wouldn't get run over. I think there must have been a period of time where they ran with the word pavement, but they kept getting hit by cars. So they changed it to sidewalk. Now, bear with me, Mitchell.
I'd love to hear your American accent.
So my American accent, like you heard on Terminator, kind of changed a little bit into Callie from the Valley. She's like this whole situation. That was amazing.
Wow, that's actually very good.
Thank you. Yeah, we had like a really good time. I got so close to like getting Jai to buy me like a $700 air conditioning unit. I got the guy to help me. He was freaking out. It was awesome.
Did you base that on someone you know?
I love Clueless.
What scares you?
Cockroaches. I hate them. It's like a proper issue for me. It's just horrible. And when we were shooting Jungle Cruise, we were in Hawaii and Atlanta, which are both like cockroach havens. But I remember the cockroaches were startling. And there was this one morning where our daughter, Hazel, she was sitting eating breakfast, and she suddenly goes, ooh, something just crawled on me. Like that. And John went, really? And he goes, I think it was just the breeze. He was like, I think you're fine, baby. You're fine. And she was like, okay. Then all of a sudden, it was that big, and it just went across the chest like that. And everyone screamed. Everyone just started screaming. I mean, it was just horrifying. And he flicked it off her, and it scuttled under the couch. And we tried to find it, and it was gone. Where did they go? What? Where did they go?
When you're sleeping, they lay their eggs in your ear.
So I get into trouble here because, so you guys, if you really like something, you say, I thought it was quite good. And to me, that is really rude because in England you say, yeah, it was quite good, which means it was trash. Like it was, you hated it.
How does that translate as bad? It was quite good.
Quite good. Quite
Oh,
good.
quite means not
Yeah,
quite there?
not quite, it's quite good, you know.
Oh, wow.
I saw your movie. It was quite good. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, you don't have to tell me that, but like...
So if an English person says something's actually good, what would they say?
You were good.
Don't go overboard.
People do not go overboard.
You got a new movie with the
Yes.
same director who did Snowpiercer.
And The Host, and Memories of Murder, and Mother. Genius, Bong
South
Joon-ho,
Korean director.
South Korean director.
And it's called Okja. And
Yeah.
what is the movie about?
It's a love story between a young girl and her best friend who's a massive pig, the size of an elephant. I play the heir to a really scary dynasty with a hideous toxic past and the most hated agrochemical company in the world. I decide to feed the world because, you know, the world's hungry and no one's feeding the world. We genetically modify a massive pig to feed the world, and we hold a competition to see the most beautiful pig, and it all goes badly wrong. It's Bong Joon-ho, who I was a huge fan of anyway.
You like cats, up to a point. On the whole, I adore them. But I don't like it when they suddenly jump on you, yawn catto meat in your face, then turn around and show you their asshole. I find that objectionable. But we did have a cat growing up. It was a very strange situation because it came to possess my mother like an evil spirit. It started with... My mum used to do funny voices for all animals. If we passed a sheep, she had a funny voice for a sheep and a pig, etc. And then the cat arrived, and she started doing this cat voice, but it really took her over, and it was a horrible, horrible person. My mother was a lovely woman, church-going, Christian, philanthropist, rather proper, and the cat would say, "Fucking feed me, you bitch."
Do you feel uncomfortable when you are getting compliments from people?
I used to. I think if you're English, you feel everyone is being insincere. I feel we have that common.
I am uncomfortable with it, but
Yes.
it doesn't necessarily. It just makes me go like, "Ugh," I don't know.
think that's the kind of inner sound I make. But I think when I first came to America, it was alarming how easy Americans find it to look someone in the eye and go, "You are amazing," you know. And I was like, "What? What is that?" I had like an allergic reaction to it.
Do you ever get mistaken for other actors?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah.
And who do people mistake you for?
I've been chased through an airport as Natalie Portman. I mean, Natalie Portman a lot. I've been chased through a park as Kate Winslet. Quite a few people have come over to me to ask me to say hello to Daniel Craig for them because they think I'm Rachel Weisz.
Yeah.
She's lovely. And Britney Spears.
Shut up.
Yeah. What? The other ones, I get it. I'm like English.
Yes.
I'm much more polite, I think, when people think that I'm somebody else.
Oh, see, I'm not. If someone came up and went, "Wow, Matt Damon's put on a few pounds," I'd just be like, "Leave me alone, you ass. Just leave me alone."
American football is better than soccer. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I disagree too.
I like American football. I just will never
American
understand
football is very dangerous.
why it's called football. Because they don't use their feet. I just don't understand why it's called football.
Yeah, it should be called something different, maybe.
Throw ball. Whatever you want to call it.
Throw
but
ball.
you don't kick it.
You do kick it.
Yeah, once.
But once.
Yeah. And we met Mbappe. I actually asked Mbappe, I said, "Hey, nice to meet you." He was really friendly. I said, "Mate, you have to come to Tottenham." And he just burst out laughing.
It's impossible. So what was it like meeting Robert Downey Jr. for the first time?
I go into this room to do the audition, and I see Robert Downey Jr. I go up to him, I shake his hand, "Nice to meet you," and I'm starting to panic, right? I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Robert Downey Jr." And I'm looking at him in the face. Well, think different about you in person. Do they do something to your face on camera? Like, you don't look the same. And then Robert then walked in. And I realized I've been talking to his stunt double the whole time.
I want to talk about you're on the biggest show in the world, Game of Thrones. You're about to be. in the biggest movie, Dark Phoenix. And on top of it all, the best news, you just got married.
I did!
You did it! Yes! You did it!
I did it!
You did it! Well, actually, that's not strictly true. One policeman knew. I was driving back from my parents' house, and I was driving too fast, actually. I feel the sirens go off behind me, and this policeman comes up, pulls me over, and look, there's two ways we could do this. You can either follow me back to the police station now, and I book you in, or you can tell me whether you live in the next series of films. So I'm alive next season. And he goes, he says, on your way, Lord Commander.
And you ran into some of your Avenger friends. And
Yes, they resembled some of my Avengers friends.
this is not really them? Wait, let me see. I think it might be really them. Can we zoom in? I just want to see.
Yeah, that's definitely Tom Holland. I think that's definitely Tom Holland.
I could tell by his exposed thumb.
He travels with that suit. He travels with that suit.
He really does,
Yeah.
yeah. That was cool that they came out and supported you.
I've lived here 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in, like you, I was in New York.
Right, I did a bit in New York.
Yeah, I was there for 7 years.
Oh dear, yeah.
Some good times in New York.
There was some good times, yeah. I think I get forced out during the Giuliani clean up the city.
Good story. My nephew Thomas, he went to school one day, and it was, talk about your family day, and he was telling all the school kids that his uncle was Superman. And of course, the teacher then said, Thomas, we don't lie in school. We don't do that.
Right.
No, but my uncle is Superman, and I swear he is. And so she got upset with him. He got in trouble. And then my sister-in-law was pulled aside when she was picking him up from school, and the teacher said, look, we don't encourage our children to tell lies in school. And I recommend that you would do the same. And she said, about what exactly? And then she went, she was saying that his uncle is Superman. She went, I hate to tell you this. It's all true.
Right. This is a picture of you and Jason Momoa and Kit Harington. I mean,
Indeed.
that is a...
I mean, night out with these guys there's a lot of dancing. I really like to dance, but Jason and Kit's dancing is quite different from one another. So Kit, and it's a little bit poncy. He calls it the shoulder dance, and it's a little bit, he could be starting it sitting down, and he kind of does like a little, like you got to pout with it. And then he'll, and it's just all of this. It's all of that. You got to like mince it though. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
What is Jason Momoa dancing like?
Jason Momoa's dancing is comedy.
We did this film Excalibur together.
Yeah.
1980.
Our first movie for all of us, really. We were so green and ignorant about filmmaking.
But I remember Helen had a break. She was filming, but she was in costume, and we were there just visiting. We hadn't started work yet. And the first AD or the second AD said, would you like to meet Helen Mirren? I said, yeah, I'd love to. So she walked from like 100 yards away, dressed as Morgana Le Fay. And Kieran's my oldest friend, and we both went, fuck.
I just love that. I heard that, and I heard that you did these travel shows. And then I heard that you were a professional hairdresser.
I was, yes. I've had a few lives. I was a hairstylist, so I used to be a sort of a barber sweep when I was about 14 years old. That kind of progressed after school into a shampoo boy. Then I became a hairstylist. I moved up to London. I was sort of doing hair in this amazing salon in Chelsea. And then I had this bright idea of moving to Malaysia and trying to be a television host. And so I booked a one-way ticket. I packed a bag. Next thing I know, I was on television. It was weird.
Henry, what a great story this is. But
and then now I'm in cinema. Like I'm in the movies. It's crazy.
In the famous line, you say, "I'll never let you go, Jack," but you do.
I lied. I know.
You let him go.
I hold my hand up. I let him go. Plus, he just should have tried harder to get on that door. I mean, we could sort of reenact it now because this door.
Hold on.
Okay, we're now running around the counter. Okay.
Promise me, Rose. Promise me this, Rose.
What?
You'll let me get up on that door with you.
come on, darling, there's room for two.
You mentioned you're single. You've dated both British men, American men. Preference? Do you like, what's the difference, really?
I think that American men are a little more confident, as we just saw. And maybe they'll be like, you know, hey, you want to go out with me? And then in England, I think it's a bit more like the girls have to say, excuse me, would you like to go out with me? And I think that maybe is the difference.
Really? So British men, they're shy. Are they shy?
They're shyer.
So let's have a fake argument.
No.
Why not?
Because you come here looking like this and expect me to concentrate. That's why.
I can't believe you would shout at a lady.
Is this how you argue?
I can't believe that you would raise your voice.
This is passive-aggressive.
No, this is not
an argument at all.
Most communication that happens in the 21st century is passive-aggressive.
Ho, ho, ho. That's my threat.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. You want that?
Oh, see? No, yes.
I don't like clementines, the way they kind of taste in your mouth when they break
you mean the
apart.
small
They have
oranges?
little,
Clementines. Mandarins, tangerines, clementines, they're all kind of the same thing. I look forward to your letters. I think they're all small, tasty fruit balls.
Yeah, but they break apart in your mouth in a really kind of unpleasant way.
You don't like that?
No.
Oh, well, what do you like to feel in your mouth then? It's a perfectly legitimate question to someone who bases their diet on texture. What kind of texture do you enjoy? Crunchy?
You know, sort of reliable.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long, Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him.
Emilia Clarke, did you get to chat with everyone backstage?
Yeah, kind of.
Did you get to talk to him?
Yeah, kind of, maybe. Not really.
Emilia Clarke loves Matt LeBlanc.
Hi. Hi. Actually blushing. Yeah, I just think you're wicked. I do have one slight request from you, though.
What's that?
So, would you be able to ask me how I'm doing? Oh, yes, do that. Yes, thank you.
How you doing?
I particularly love the sound of Tom Hanks' voice.
Oh my, really?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah, that.
Hey, that's great!
My mum actually reminded me this morning, because I was sick quite a lot as a kid. And I was always in hospital, and they were always trying to find a good position for me to sleep in. And apparently, I would always wake up when Toy Story was over and the ending credits would play. So she'd quickly get up from her bed and rewind it and press play again. So I've been very soothed
Well, you know what?
sleep.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Oh, there you go. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Oxford.
In Oxford, that's in England.
Oxford, UK.
Yes. There's
Yeah.
a university there.
There's many universities.
And a dictionary.
Many colleges and a dictionary. Everybody always says, oh, you must be really clever. And I'm like, nope. Nope. Just because I grew up there doesn't mean I went there.
I understand that your first co-star was your brother.
My brother, Benjamin Garfield, who's here right now in the audience.
Benjamin? What is the age difference between you and your brother?
He's 3 years older than me. I don't know. Why are we leaving so many pauses around that?
There are no pauses. You look great. I'm just saying 3 rough years is what I'm saying. 3.
That's my father, right? I have to qualify this. I got my mother's genes. My brother got my father's. My brother is a doctor, and I'm merely an actor. So there's a good reason for him to have lost all his hair. He's a pulmonary doctor. He's a lung doctor.
Okay.
So for the last 2 years, this Mother Hubbard has been saving people's lives.
I think this is too good of a story to not tell, but basically, Jake and I bonded over diving. We love diving. We got our diving licenses together. And we
one day we were on vacation and he was like, Mel, you got to be up at 8 a.m. We're going on a dive. And I was like, 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Dive? Like, what
It's
are we?
vacation, yeah.
And he's telling me, like, we're going to the same spot we usually go to. I'm like, it's boring. Let's go somewhere new. He's like, no, we have to go to this spot. So we go under and we're like many meters down. And he gives me like a shell and I like turn it over and it's a ring. And I was like, and I like looked at him and he was like,